It has been over a month since Donald Trump and Republicans in Washington scaled up the federal presence in Minnesota. In this time, they have terrorized the Twin Cities. They've kidnapped children on their way to school, they maim protesters, sometimes permanently disabling or disfiguring them, and they've killed 2 people. Renee Nicole Good and Alex Preddy were 2 people like you and me. Renee was a stay-at-home mom, a writer when she could be. She'd never been charged with anything more than a traffic ticket. And Alex was a nurse. He worked in intensive care at the VA, treating veterans. Renee Good and Alex Preddy were not killed by federal agents because they posed any real threat or danger to themselves or anyone around them. We have videos showing the moments leading up to their deaths. We know their last words. Neither of them were attempting any vigilante justice trying to prevent the lawful arrest of violent criminals. Before ICE agents killed him, Alex Preddy was checking in on a woman who had been tackled to the ground and pepper sprayed. Moments later, an ICE agent would shoot him multiple times in the back. What may have started as an immigration enforcement operation is now a federal occupation of an American city by a paramilitary group that is loyal to the president. They believe themselves exempt not just from local laws, but federal ones. They believe they are above the Constitution. Reports are circling that Donald Trump may deploy the U.S. Army to Minnesota, not the National Guard, the Army, troops from Fort Bragg here in North Carolina. Donald Trump has put his cruelest henchmen in charge of designing and executing a plan to terrorize a state that didn't vote for him. Minnesota is regularly rated as one of the safest states in the country, and crime rates in the Twin Cities are low and still dropping. But that doesn't line up with their fantasy of going into big cities run by Democrats, detaining a bunch of gang members, and leaving hailed as heroes, because that's not reality. So instead of solving a problem, they're manufacturing one. Mass federal agents are stopping Black and Hispanic people in their neighborhoods demanding to see their papers. Every day there are reports of one of these stops turning violent, with civilians getting pulled out of their cars or thrown to the sidewalk. They're arresting people and denying them their fundamental rights, like their constitutionally protected ability to talk to a lawyer, and preventing them from making contact with their families. They've been doing this to immigrants, they've been doing this to United States citizens, and they don't give a shit about the law, and we should be scared about that. North Carolina, we can't take our eyes off Minnesota. The federal government patrolling neighborhoods and saying papers please to folks based on what they look like, and not anything they've done is exactly what it sounds like. They are killing people for standing up to them about it. But we have to keep the pressure on because this administration is showing cracks. Donald Trump has fired the guy who he put in charge of his operations in Minnesota because it's finally become obvious that they have crossed a line even their own supporters will not accept. But that will not be enough, and it cannot be the end. North Carolina's U.S. senators, both Republicans, support investigations into the killing of Renee Good and Alex Preddy by federal agents. And Senator Thom Tillis took it even further. He says Kristi Noem, the Secretary of Homeland Security, needs to be fired. Glad we agree on that one, Tom. It's past time. It was already past time last year with her failure after failure with disaster relief funding for Western North Carolina. There are no more excuses, and she has to go. Get on the phones, y'all. Tell Thom Tillis and Ted Budd to support getting Kristi Noem out of office. And remember, they've tried this here, folks, and they will come back if they can find a reason to. Find the organizations in your community that are standing up for immigrant rights in your neighborhood. Learn your rights during a protest. There will be links in the description to get you started. Stay vigilant, folks.